Hey guys, sorry it's been a while. I haven't uploaded in a couple weeks because of who I am as a person. But I'm here to tell you guys the story of when I cracked my head open. You guys probably saw this on Instagram a few weeks ago when I went camping. There's a picture of me in the hospital, yada yada yada. Well, I'm about to tell you exactly what happened and go in depth about that. So, a few weeks ago, I invited myself, because I like guns and stuff, to a camping trip that my buddy David was going to. A bunch of them brought their guns. One of them is like this Neil Patrick Harris looking dude that like concocts explosives just like off to the side somewhere, like super crazy stuff. And alongside with that, they had a rhino. A rhino, if you don't know, is this giant ATV thing with like a roll cage, and it's just like super pimped out. The moment that I saw that thing, I thought to myself, I'm driving that shit. I don't care if I run animals over or something, I'm driving the shit out of that thing. Sharp turns, donuts, you name it, I was going nuts. Even on the first night that we got there, it was like 2 in the morning, I drove the shit out of that thing. I decided, let's go on a joyride for the last night on the rhino. Bless David's heart, he's like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna hop in the car with you. So he jumps on the passenger side. And mind you, this is about, I wanna say 1 in the morning. He jumps in the passenger side and I take off. And of course, I thought it was just gonna be like any other ride. I've driven this thing a dozen times this past weekend. I step on the gas and I make a very sharp turn to go into, I guess like a little drift into my donut. And then I felt like I went through a fucking washing machine. Things started rolling, I had no idea, and then I kind of like shut my eyes, and then I opened my eyes and I realized I'm laying on the ground. Our buddy Patrick runs over, first one that I remember speaking to, and he peers over into the car. He's like, Gina, are you okay? Now, keep in mind, when you're in shock after an accident, you feel no pain, you're extremely calm for some reason. And so the only thing I can come up with when he asked me that was, hey guys, I fucked up. And then they asked me, can you lift your head? To see if I fucking severed my spine or something, I don't know. I realized I couldn't move my head, but the thing is, my ponytail was caught under the roll cage. All the guys, being huge muscly men that they are, picked up the rhino sort of and just lifted it up so I can lift my ponytail out, and I sat up. When I sat up, I asked them, is it bad? And no one would answer me. And that's when I thought, fuck, it probably is pretty bad. So the guys are checking out my injury, and mind you, these are a couple of military guys, so they're trained in, medical stuff or whatever. And I reached in the back of my head, look at my hand, and realize it's covered in blood. And the moment I did that, I felt this just rush of blood running down my neck, and I was like, fuck, something's not right. But thank goodness we had a first aid kit somewhere in one of our vehicles. Patrick starts wrapping my head in like this white gauze thing, and I realized when he did that, I felt something on my head close. And I'm going to the hospital, so I asked the guys, I'm like, I'm going to the hospital, aren't I? And they all said, yeah, you have to go. We're taking you to the hospital. Our buddy, Neil Patrick Harris lookalike, drives us there, me and David, get to the hospital. I look like a fucking, like, mad woman. They take me in, they clean out my wound. Here's a picture of my wound. For those of you who are not good with blood or anything, or blood and gore, don't look, I'll tell you when it's over. So here's my wound. It's about a huge, I think it was like a 6-inch gash. They clean me up, and the doctor comes in, and they give me a CAT scan, which is really weird. You go into like this weird machine, and just, like, it's so strange. It's like right in the movies. And then they said that they're gonna give me stitches. It's about 3 or 4 in the morning by now. The doctor comes in, and he's like, wow, what happened? So I explained the story for like the 6th time over. And then he starts working on my head. So he brings out this needle, and it's lidocaine. Lidocaine is what numbs you out. And this shit is incredible. Huge needle, right? And I see him just like, I'm laying on my side, and he just starts jabbing into my scalp. And then it goes completely numb. Like, it's weird as shit. I wish I had that so I can put it all over my face and get into fights, and then people would punch me. And I would freak out because I wouldn't feel anything. And then they would think I'm crazy, like the superhuman woman on PCP or something. He starts sewing my head closed, and I feel like closing little by little. But the funny thing is, the first needle that he put in, the first thread, he put it in, and then he had to tighten it. So he pulled it this way. He pulled it towards me, and I can see his hand pulling it in the string. And for half a second, I thought, is he fucking handing this shit to me? Don't fucking hand me that shit, dude. I don't want that thing. Here is what the stitches look like. For those of you who are queasy, look away. You can kind of see the blue stitches in there. It looks pretty cool. It's like it was like hard wired. I just finished the stitches. Dude, my head hurts so bad. But I'm happy to be alive. Ugh. Been here for about 3 hours. Got a CAT scan and stitches put in. Originally it was supposed to be staples, but they said it was way too deep when they looked at it, and it has to be stitches now. Oh my god, what a night. 6 stitches later, I'm all closed up and ready to go home. So the last thing they gave me was a tetanus shot because I hit my head on a metal roll cage. And to be honest with you, throughout the whole recovery process, the only thing that really hurt was a tetanus shot because that shit aches for like 3 days long. I couldn't sleep on my left side because of the tetanus shot. Couldn't sleep on my right side because of the fucking stitches in my head. So I'm laying there like a fucking dead person in my coffin every night I go to bed. So they told me after a week, go to your local family doctor and just have him take it out. I had no idea that family doctors did this. I thought they just tap your knee to make it jump all cool. So I go to his family doctor, who's this really funny guy. I asked him if I can record it, and he said, oh my god, this is for YouTube. I want to record it for you, so here he is. Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, it's so small. That's what it is?
Yeah.
Oh. That's what the stitch looks like. How strange.
Number 2?
Oh. For those of you who are saying, Gina, you fucking dumbass, why didn't you wear a helmet? To be honest with you, Neil Patrick Harris, aka Eddie, did think about bringing a helmet. He had a pink helmet at home for girls, but he, quote, didn't think anyone would drive it like you did. This is my first big scar ever. I've always been pretty careful with my body and not having scars or anything, so I'm thankful that the first big scar that I have is on my head and no one can see it. It's a little bit tender still, like to the touch here and there. Like I can definitely feel that it's kind of strange. And also some parts of it are still numb due to some nerve damage from when I split it open. But I'm just thankful that I'm still alive, and I'm thankful that I had these awesome friends that knew exactly what to do, and I'm thankful for the doctors that helped me out. But I'm okay now. Thanks for all your concern. You guys went crazy on my Instagram when I posted a picture of me in the hospital. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next week. In the Land Down Under news, I will be in Australia November 19th through the 25th, and I will be doing a 3-city tour with meet and greets and parties and the stuff, whatever. Pay attention to my Instagram. It's all going to be there. I'm going to Melbourne, Brisbane, and Sydney to do a meet and greet. I'll see you guys there. All the information will be on my Instagram.
Oh!
Yeah, boy! We are finally headed home after possibly one of the best weekends ever. This is David. He's been my friend since high school, and he was the passenger of the dune buggy that I was driving. Will you ever get back in a car with me, David?
No. Hell no. I'm kidding. I love you.
Do you know you have no choice, David?
I know.
David and I have been through many crazy things together, but this is probably the most interesting one and the most memorable one. And the best thing is now I have a matching scar at the same exact spot as he does. And like he's wearing an old school JK Films shirt. So now we are bonded for life with this scar. He's been trying for about 10 years to get rid of me, but he can't. Huh. Yeah.
Damn it.